So everybody, we've been talking cross-platform, and Sony's been kind of teasing with Microsoft that they're going to have a meeting sometime about that, cross-platform.
About crossplay.
And all that stuff. So, funny thing happened.
It did happen.
Yeah. For Fortnite, this game. Carmine, you read more on this. So I'm gonna.
It's not like a huge story, but pretty much the game Fortnite.
It's a hilarious story.
It's just it's kind of funny. They're gonna really paint themselves in the corner. Fortnite for Xbox and PS4. Something happened. A switch was thrown. Some code got stuck somewhere. But evidently, PlayStation 4 players and Xbox players of Fortnite were actually able to play with each other for a short period of time.
Yeah, a couple hours actually.
Yeah, and
that is just interspecies terribleness.
This was confirmed. Epic confirmed that it was some sort of mistake or problem that they had, but it was enough to get people talking on the internet about why they just can't keep it that way.
Yeah.
So and Microsoft continues to hit home with the idea of Phil Spencer made a comment about saying, "Hey, I wish they just kept it. I wish they would just let it go or keep it going." Obviously, Sony's not going to make a comment about it, but it's one of those things because something like this happened and it was that easy and it didn't take this big long process to turn it on. It's going to start painting Sony into a corner. And I don't know, I guess they'll just keep taking the PR punches on the chin.
Yeah.
Because they really don't want to open up their platform because, again, they're winning.
They got some money cushions.
Well, they're just getting into, Sony's been struggling as a business for a while.
Yeah.
They're really just starting to get into the black and making some profit. And the PlayStation is their big money horse right now.
Yeah.
So, looking at this, it's great for the player base, and I think that it should be this way, and I think this is where the gaming should head, but if Sony's holding the reins with their network like this, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Now, what kind of game is Fortnite?
Fortnite is almost like a tower defense game, where you have different classes, and pretty much you build up your towers, you build up your bases, and at nightfall, you pretty much get attacked by bombardments of waves.
Okay.
And then...
So it's over the top.
Yeah, and right now they consider it still early access, but it actually had a retail release, and eventually it's going to go free to play. So it's kind of in a weird spot.
Right.
So this game is out now?
It's out now.
Okay.
You can go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
It's the Founders Pack, they call it, or the Founders Edition.
You get some bonuses.
Yeah. And this game's been out for a while, and they're actually just starting... They created a PUBG-like game mode that they are going to be releasing in early beta form, and they're going to be releasing it out. Similar, where almost exactly like PUBG, but with a Fortnite twist on it. They're going to be dropping people in with 100 players, and it's kill each other until there's one surviving. Like I said, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
People were going to start mimicking PUBG because of how popular it is. So this is that game now, and they allowed for the crossplay for a short period of time. So it's interesting. There's not too much here to talk about, other than the fact that Sony is going to continue to put a block up somehow.
Never happened. Don't know.
Yeah, but it happened. It was easy. It was quick. And like I was saying before, Rocket League, the developers there, they said that it would literally take them maybe a little bit of time to get cross-platform working between Xbox and PlayStation. Or Minecraft or whatever the case may be.
Is Rocket League on PlayStation?
Yeah, PlayStation.
Without PlayStation first, right?
Yeah, it was on PlayStation
PS
first. Yeah, it was PS Plus game. And then it went to Xbox. It's going to be on the Switch. So they're the
I was thinking Steam.
Oh yeah, no.
It's on Steam.
It's on Steam now, but I think it's PS Plus first.
That's was it PS Plus?
I don't know. It might have been a
concurrent release.
Yeah. But there's games that will allow and activate cross-play if Sony would allow them to, but they're just...
It's all politics.
Yeah, no, it is.
Again, they don't really have to fight too hard because they're probably upwards of close to 70 million sold at this point.
Yeah. We did have a topic on the whole, what benefit would they get out of all this stuff? For Sony right now, they're sitting high. They're, like you said, this is their sole marketplace right now. They haven't been making a lot of money elsewhere, so they're kind of
Yeah, and you could see that Sony's putting a lot of their budgeting and their marketing into PlayStation.
Yeah.
you're seeing that with the marketing deals that they have with Bungie or Activision with Destiny, with Activision in Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
The money that they put behind things like the NBA 2K commercials.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's working for them.
It is.
This generation, hands down.
And they're paying for those exclusive rights for content, like the 30 days, or like in Destiny's case, like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And Microsoft just doesn't want to battle it. And Phil Spencer's sticking to his guns and gamers first and saying, like, we don't want to do that business model. Like he'd rather put the money that he would give to a game that's going to be on their platform anyway, and put it into like the first parties, or put it into something along the infrastructure of Xbox.
Yeah, well,
which is the right move, I think. And like I said, but Xbox was built on some of those marketing deals, especially with Call of Duty very early on.
Well, he must be doing something right because they just gave him a promotion.
They did.
What is he now?
Vice president.
Executive Vice President of Gaming.
Just in general, he's just the vice king.
He's
like of all systems.
He's answering directly to the CEO of Microsoft now. So he must be doing something right. And I have a feeling a lot of it comes down to with him opening up crossplay and cross-buy with the Xbox exclusive games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And seeing that they're still making a lot of money from the Windows platform. I'm sure that maybe, with him doing that, there was probably a surge of people that went to PC and bought Windows or buying some games on the PC storefront and stuff like that. So he must be doing something right. Or you don't give a promotion to a guy that is dive bombing your console gaming business.
I think it's just one of the big reasons is because he's such a likable guy to the public eye.
He's going to be the face of Xbox for a long time.
Yeah, it's
I'd rather have him
I just look at Phil and I want to buy an Xbox and use my Xbox, but
it's like when I think of PlayStation, I think of the guy that's like, no one wants to play old games. That's what I think of when I think of PlayStation.
Well, that's the thing. When I think of PlayStation, from their what was it, E3 or the conference?
The guy
just like comes out. He looked like a principal, and he was like,
he's not the one you want out there.
Yeah, enjoy.
Somebody
and then he walks off, and then like Phil's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? You want to be playing some games?" And you're like, "Yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to play with him. I want to hang with him. Show me some stuff."
And I feel like we're on the cusp of Phil Spencer and Microsoft really coming out and like hitting home with some of the exclusives. I really feel like they're still holding a lot back exclusively, and I don't know if it's more or less along the lines like Xbox One X is coming out and that's great, but I have a feeling they might be holding some stuff back or working on some things behind the scenes that they're going to get ready for the whatever comes after the Xbox One X. And I think it'll be very telling what they do. Like, we're scheduled to have a Halo 6 this year.
Wait, this year?
This coming year.
Like
2018.
So is that something that's been announced, or is that just on a track?
It hasn't been announced, but it's every 3 years you get a Halo game. That's the way it's been for a long time. Mm-hmm. So right now they don't have an announcement. They didn't show anything at E3 about it, and usually they give you like a full year of build up for something like Halo. They might just go out. They might just hold it off and wait until E3 next year in June, and then release in like November or October, and have a smaller window to get the hype up.
They do the Fallout 4 thing where they just release 6 months later.
Yeah, because a lot of their exclusives right now, like they've had so many exclusives come out. Oh, it's coming out this year. Crackdown delayed. Sea of Thieves, no date in sight.
It's
Did they have anything that was coming out today? Not that today, but this year.
Forza. But Forza's every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the big one's going to be PUBG we're assuming, they're saying late 2017, so that my assumption is December.
Oh, is it still in early access or something?
It's going to be early access for a while, but it's coming to Xbox.
But then
early
again,
access.
I mean, people are going to be jumping on that game like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But then it's like, well, what happens when it eventually comes out for PlayStation? Because they're not talking about it.
Xbox is publishing the version of PUBG on Xbox, and they're also going to be using Rare's technology for the water effects in PUBG. That was another article that came out. So it's going to look bootyful. So there's going to be some sharing, I guess, going on. I don't know what that means for the PlayStation version. Like they're still not coming out and saying, "Hey, it's coming to PlayStation," which they probably don't have to right now.
Yeah.
But I think
remember that. Sorry for interrupting you. But I remember initially it was a timed exclusive, but then they expanded their relationship.
Yeah.
I assumed that was never coming to PlayStation 4 at that point.
I think it will, but I think it's going to be a year.
Now, this game, is this PUBG going to be cross-play between PC and Xbox?
Yeah, I assume so. I assume they're going... I have a strong assumption that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've confirmed that or not yet, But I think it is going to be something that we talked about on one of the past podcasts where, like, they already are talking about Xbox, already talking about keyboard and mouse support coming to Xbox.
Yeah, well,
so I think that you'll be on the same network.
That's still going to be I think it's a great thing. We talked about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a trial and error thing first.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because you're going to get people to switch over.
Yeah.
Like, if I have the option for a controller at this point in time, I'll take the controller.
Mm.
If I'm using a system. You know what I mean? Versus, okay, well, let me reteach myself how to do the keyboard and mouse and try to keep up.
I think I'm so stubborn that even if I was given the option to learn a keyboard, mouse, like to compete better, I just would go with controller. It's like I don't care about winning. I want my loot. I'm using Destiny as an example. That's all I play multiplayer.
Dude,
for.
Destiny at 100 frames a second on PC. I saw a video the other day. It looks really good.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
Looks really good.
You know what's good though? You know what's crazy though? You were watching that.
Yeah.
Were you watching it on your phone? Or?
Yeah, it was on my phone.
Say, imagine watching that 100 frames on 4K monitor.
I know, John. You don't have to sell me, John. I saw it.
I was there.
My theater of the mind.
I saw the miracle, John.
So, well, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Is
yeah.
You know,
but
have these.
Getting back to this with the crossplay, I don't know what Sony's going to have to do now. Like I guess they just keep quiet about it and act like it didn't happen. But if they're going to be
the principal come out.
If they're gonna go back to old school Sony and make some of these stupid PR mistakes or like conversations like the one guy did you were talking about with old games and nobody caring about old games.
Play old games. They look terrible.
And now if they're gonna keep this quiet and trying to sweep it under the rug, it becomes like, are we dealing with the old Sony? Yeah. You know, because we don't have a figurehead that is out there talking to the fans like what Phil Spencer's doing.
I think we had at one point. Shuhei Yoshida.
Yeah, and he became a ghost. He used to be on podcasts all the time. At every E3 he was on some panel or he was with other podcasters or groups. And like he's still there, but he's just being very, very quiet.
I don't know. It's weird because you're talking about delayed games and things like that, exclusives, what's happening. I mean, how long are we going to stretch this generation out before Sony goes, oh, hey, PlayStation 5 coming out now? It's like
about another 2 years.
Because then you're like, okay.
Whenever Final Fantasy 7 remake.
I mean, how much damage would this actually do to Sony if they're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to do that. Don't worry about it.
I don't know.
So, like, for them to even hide it, I don't even think it's going to hurt them at all.
You got to look, though, at something like this where the reason why PlayStation did so well out of the gate when it first came out was because it had the mind share. Yeah. It had, when it was coming out, hey, there's no DRM, there's no disc restrictions or anything like that. You could share your games. Hey, at the what was it? At the start, there was also the whole idea that
always on.
Well, it wasn't always online. That was what they were saying with Xbox was. But they had the mind share of it was also graphics and everything mattered. The pixels mattered, and most games were coming out at 1080p and not 900p or 720p like the Xbox was. Like they had a lot of good press, a lot of good, like a really good message of, hey, it's for the gamers coming out of the gate when the PlayStation 4 launched. And honestly though, the Sony team that's there now is not really the Sony team that kicked that launch out. Jack Trenton is gone now. He's at a different company. You still have Yoshida there, but he's been very quiet. He's not a figurehead as like once he once was.
Kaz Hirai, I think, is still quiet.
I think Sean Layden is there. He's the newer guy. Adam Boyes is gone, I believe. I don't know if Adam Boyes is still there. So like you kind of saw this change of a guard with nobody as really a figurehead for Sony. And I don't know if the message is getting across from the gamers to them. So depending on how they roll this out and what they roll it out with when the next Xbox comes out, when the next PlayStation comes out, the mindshare might change again. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be another rude awakening. It seems like it could be a flip and flop effect back and forth between these two consoles.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, PlayStation came out and be like, all right, this is a system for gamers. And then Xbox was like
$700.
Yeah.
Got to get another part-time job.
But then
it's gonna be like PS3 all over again.
But Xbox was when they came out, they're like, oh, this is your all-in-one entertainment box.
Yeah.
People are like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, why do we...
Exactly, and that like I said, it's really all about the mind share.
Yeah.
And right now, Xbox and Phil Spencer and Microsoft are doing more to provide the gamers with the best console that they can, the best features that they can, the more choices that they get.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly. The problem is, of course, this generation has been so like
up and down.
There wasn't a huge difference between everything. So a lot of people went PS4 first, and then they're waiting for Xbox to be like, okay, give me a reason to get an Xbox.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They haven't done it yet.
And I mean, for some people, they wanted Gears. Some people wanted the Halo right away.
Yeah, I mean, I played Gears as soon as it came out. I was dying to play Gears.
If I could have afforded it, I would have got both of them.
Gears is great.
But I couldn't, so I got PlayStation 4 because that's what my brother was going to get. That's what my cousin got. So you guys got. So it made more sense to get the play. And they had the exclusives coming out for it. So that's what I went through. And now it's just... But Xbox is doing everything right for gamers again. Yeah. It's just PlayStation just has
the games.
And I don't think this cross-play is really going to
do
anything to hurt Sony at this point.
I don't think at first. But if you eventually start getting to the point where, some of their friends start jumping to Windows PCs or some of them have Xboxes, it's not going to hurt them as much and be like, oh, well, I can't play with you anymore. If like big third-party games like Call of Duty comes out, or Destiny comes out. Well, they're never going to let Destiny cross-play probably because it's a Sony exclusive deal. But other third-party games come out and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get a PC, but I can still play with you on Xbox because they have that system open so we can play.
Well, that's I think what Xbox's plan is going to be.
Alienating them.
It's like they're slowly poisoning the water.
Sure, if you want to
like that.
If you want to use the term poisoning, okay.
Contaminating the water.
That's also probably not a good choice. So you're trying to say that everybody that's an Xbox fan is poisoned or contaminated?
No. What they're doing is they're slowly
murdering you.
They're planting a seed in your brain.
There you go.
And the seed is starting to grow.
We'll talk about life.
And it's going to blossom into this great master plan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because what's going to happen is, you're going to get to the point of PlayStation 5. And that's why I was just trying to think of what the time span is. Because if they time it right, by the time PlayStation 5 comes out, if it's not something like extraordinarily amazing and in a right direction, people might be doing that. Be like, okay, Xbox at that point finally is catching up. Like, they're throwing some awesome exclusives at us. Oh, you can cross-play with PC. Okay, PlayStation 5, $700 or something like that, whatever it is. Or...
It's not going to be $700. They'll shoot themselves in the foot.
I know they won't, but what I'm saying. Anyway, they can, there's always the option of...
400's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
So what you can do in that 400 price range.
And depending on what the PCs are doing at that time... it could be like, okay, more people are switching over to PCs. More people have PCs.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't think Phil Spencer would have been promoted unless he was doing something right. And I think that we're not seeing all the stuff that he's doing right. Yeah. We're not seeing the spreadsheets of what's making money, what's not making money, what his choices did to actually provide Microsoft a better bottom line.
Yeah. So they might have a better long plan. The only problem is it's a gamble because Sony's doing a lot of right things too.
They just got the games. They have the exclusive library.
Yeah, well, as a business standpoint, they're buying my stuff. I'm doing something correct.
They're being a bit smug because they do have the games, but they don't have to do anything else other than have the games.
Yeah, well, they're jerks.
Yeah, they're like, we know we got you.
Listen, any day I'd rather be on Xbox Live than PSN.
Xbox Live is it's better service.
It's the premium service.
It's a better service, but. Unfortunately, my Xbox Live Gold membership is expired because I don't use the system right now.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. So you're looking at, okay, they were doing everything right. PlayStation has the games. I'm still going to be on PlayStation because they have the games. Yeah. You know what I mean? It still comes down to the games. Like I said, this is Microsoft's long-term plan, which is it's gonna work, but everything's got to fall into place. If it doesn't fall into place, it's not going to be good. It's just going to be everyone's going to be trading their PS4s to get the PS5.
Yep.
And then you're going to leave Xbox in the dust. Then Sony has more money to buy more exclusives.
Yeah, and I think the best thing that could probably happen to them is them both release another console at the same time again, so they can think about that choice.
Yeah, and then
if they release them a year apart or something like that, then I got a PS4, I might as well get a PS5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All my friends are going to be getting the new PlayStation because we have PlayStation now. So
yeah,
well then it's going to be interesting.
And then you'll see Microsoft just jump just slowly burn Xbox into whatever, and then it'll be full PC support, and then it'll be a whole different ball game. Then you have PC versus PlayStation or a console, and then you're going to have the true console versus system battle.
And well, that's the thing though too, is like with the PC, like we were talking about that Square Enix game from TGS being PlayStation 4 and PC exclusive.
Yeah.
At the same time, that PC exclusive game is still making Microsoft money somewhere.
Yeah.
So
they don't care. Yeah. It's still technically
somewhere.
coming out for one or the other. And that's how, I mean, technically, there is an Xbox versus PS4 debate in the world, but you really have to look at Microsoft versus Sony. Microsoft right now has 2 systems, technically, if you want to look at a PC as a system, or 2 gaming platforms. Let's look at that.
Okay.
On the market right now.
I'm with you. I'm driving with you.
Go ahead. So, like I said, they have a long-term plan. Sony just has, they're living in the now. So I don't know what their plan is, but you know.
Their plan is PS5. Xbox's plan is to rebrand just Xbox and start having incremental releases of the system. Yeah. Every 3 years, that's my guess.
Like we said, like a Steam box.
And Nintendo just does whatever it wants.
Well, it will always be an Xbox, and I think it's just a matter of it's going to be a UI that is Windows-based but has the ease of what an Xbox is, so it doesn't alienate
It's technically going to be a PC soft.
But yeah, you're gonna see, like I said, it's gonna be like, oh well, it's Xbox 720 or Xbox 1080 or or Xbox 2. It's gonna be Xbox 2, Xbox 3, Xbox 4.
Now, the
Xbox
big
5.
question, though, is what happens if Sony goes full force into the cross-platform, and then down the road you have PC, PlayStation playing together. Yeah. What are you going to gravitate
Well, some games can play already with each other. Like PlayStation 4 and PC, some games do cross-play. Like Final Fantasy 14, they're the same servers.
Yeah.
They're an online game.
Well, I'm talking like mainstream AAA games. Like we're talking Destiny.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. That comes down to money. Yeah. Like I can't even predict that because Sony's put so much money to get these exclusives, the strikes, the armor pieces, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's hard
all
to say.
Microsoft would have to do is allow mods, and bam.
Yeah, but they couldn't really do mods like Destiny. Because it's an online always game, they would try to restrict that as much as possible.
You could do it for single player games like Skyrim.
Yeah, and they already added the mods to Fallout.
Weren't the Fallout mods like not actually mods? They're just
no, I think they're mods.
I heard it's a disappointment.
You can buy the mods.
It was a disappointment from what I was hearing.
Well, I think it was more because you had to spend money on the mods. If I'm not mistaken,
right.
Some of the mods came at a cost.
Could like players make the mods like they would on PC, or was you had to buy it directly from Bethesda?
On PC, they could mod the game, and people could just download the mods that they wanted. But I think they made transactions out of the mods on.
I don't know. You look at some of the mods Grand Theft Auto 5 has, where it's like super realistic, and if you have a PC to play that, I'll buy that. Yeah, that'd be crazy. But anyway, so I don't know for this cross-platform. I don't know if Sony even has to really come out and be like, oh yeah, sorry. Actually, we have that technology. It's pretty much on a light switch.
Well, I mean, if they're ever desperate,
we can't reach it behind the shelf.
Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I think we're killing a spider and we accidentally hit it.
If they ever did, like it would just be like Phil Spencer would be like, oh shit, they actually freaking went for it.
Called my bluff.
Now what?
Like, we just promoted you.
I had the moral high ground.
Talk to somebody down in tech support. Go hack their system. Shut them down. They have Windows PCs over there.
So, but any final thoughts, Jonah?
No.
Carmine?
No, I'm good.
Guys, do you have any final thoughts? Let us know down in the comments below.